So a bunch of stuff happened yesterday, and it didn't really come out until last night. Evan Drellick and Bob Nightingale and John Heyman started reporting a bunch of things about the meetings that took place yesterday that we didn't really know about between the Players Union and the owners. And I have a bunch of intel, so I want to get it to you, and because it could change everything. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, because there's now a better than average chance that the lockout could end today. And it could. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could. And I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. So, by subscribing, it's really helpful to the channel. And hit the bell icon, because I don't want you to miss it when the major news breaks. I want you to know about it immediately. And I will put it out. Okay? So they met yesterday, the representatives for both sides. And there were some Zoom meetings and some negotiations and stuff like that. And the owners moved off of their $220 million bottom for the CBT, or the collective bargaining threshold levels. They moved up to 228, and instead of going from 220 to 230 over the next 5-year period, now it's 228 to 238. Okay, so they have moved up there. They showed a little bit of flexibility, like I mentioned the other day. It's still, the union is still at 238 to 263. So I think if the union, counters and says, hey, if you move up a little bit here, you got a deal, that might be a good thing. And rather than holding things hostage like each side has been doing for the last couple months. But with that, the MLB has also set a deadline for tonight, okay, to reach a deal with a couple of components to it. If they reach a deal today, then they will bring back a 162-game season, okay? And you're wondering, how the hell are they going to do that? They're going to tack more games onto the back end, rescheduling a couple of things, a couple of series. They canceled the first 2 series already. And, with things just starting a little bit later, being a slightly later season. But they're going to bring back 162 games. That's the plan. And full pay and full service time for everybody, okay, if they can reach a deal by this evening. If they don't, they plan on announcing canceling another week's worth of games at the very least. So another 2 series. Which would bring the season down to 140 plus games or something like that. So they set these parameters as a deadline today, but they at the least they made a move on one of the areas that's been most important to the union. Now I do think they'll have to probably chip in a little bit more to this bonus pool for pre-R players, but I also think the players union needs to come down a little bit from the 80 million. What if they made it 50 million, something like that? It could be the thing, but the fact that they moved up to the collective bargaining threshold level is a good thing. And again, I think they're going to have to go to at least 230 to facilitate a deal here, and maybe 230, working up to 250, increasing by $5 million per year over the next 5-year period or something like that. I think that'll get it done, but we'll see. But the fact that they did that and set these parameters and deadlines to get this stuff done, and keep in mind the MLB, the Players Association, they made some concessions the other day, given a couple things that the owners wanted, right? Like the larger bases and the pitch clock and the minimizing or banning or the shift and stuff like that. So those are things that were given in, but there's still obviously there are other negotiating points. But the major things, they've already kind of tentatively agreed on an extended playoffs. That was huge for the owners. The CBT and the bonus pool are huge for the union. And they made a big move today, or a significant move on the CBT. It may not seem like a lot, but they were very, very resistant to move off of this. And the fact that they did is a good sign. It shows that they're at least willing to meet halfway. They're not halfway yet, but working towards it. So I definitely will fill you in on whatever happens today, because one way or another we're going to find out whether a deal is accepted and lockout's over or not. Okay, so, and they're inching close, and I said, they're miles apart. It doesn't really make much sense that they're moving centimeters towards each other. This is the very least a significant step towards an amenable deal, and the sense of urgency is clearly there now on both sides. I don't think they like being called out by fans and everybody else on being greedy and tone deaf or whatever else they're being called. So this shows that they're at the very least serious now, and the fact that they're proposing a 162 game season again, even pushing it back. And you'll see if you watch or read Evan Drellick's tweets, he's even wondering how in the hell are they going to do that. Again, they're going to reschedule things and tack them on the back end of the season and still have a full playoff and everything else. We'll just have November baseball. So I'm going to keep it coming, guys, one way or another. I'll talk to you next time.